Okay, Aquarius. This is the Reinstall the Operating System chapter for your whole 2026. Like you just upgraded to a new machine, but you're still using the same old habits. So no matter how powerful the device is, it still lags. And this year, the universe isn't asking you to change who you are, it's asking you to change how you operate. Aquarius has a very signature system bug. You're smart, you think ahead, you can see multiple paths at once, so you often get stuck in the state of too many tabs open. Tab for career, tab for ideas, tab for relationships, tab for learning, tab for side projects, tab for new people, tab for a new life. And from the outside it looks energetic, but inside it feels suspended. You have a little of everything, but nothing deep enough to feel like you're living in the right way. Your 2026 OS has just one word: clear. Zodiac. Clear doesn't mean I have to know all the answers immediately. Clear means you know what you're prioritizing. You know what doesn't fit, so you let it go. You know when to step forward and when to stop. Clear means you're no longer living in temporary, just get through it mode. You know what's funny? A lot of Aquarians look very free in other people's eyes, but inside, you're tied up by something else: expectations. Expectations from family, from your environment, from friends, from the label of, I have to be okay, I have to be okay, I can't be weak, I can't depend on anyone. You think you're free, but actually you're chasing an image of yourself. And 2026 is the year that image starts to not fit anymore. You'll feel it through very real life signs. You stop being interested in repetitive conversations. You hear a few sentences and you already know someone wants you to live inside their mold. You walk into an environment and you can feel your energy getting drained. You do something that sounds fine, but inside, you feel empty. You can still smile, still do it, still deliver. That's not drama. That's your new operating system speaking. And Aquarius's 2026 OS has one very important upgrade. Freedom is no longer running away. Freedom is choosing. Choosing, and then taking responsibility for the choice. Sounds simple. But for Aquarius, this is an extremely hard adult lesson, because you hate the feeling of being tied down. You want to keep doors open. You want to keep an escape route. You want options B, C, D, in case option A isn't okay. But keeping too many doors open for too long doesn't make you safer. It makes you lose force. You stand at the intersection, staring at 4 roads, thinking everything through. But you don't go far enough on any road to actually see the beautiful view. 2026 is like a gentle reminder. Not choosing is also a choice. And the cost of not choosing is losing your own power. So what does installing a new OS mean? The first install is a life axis. A life axis is what you return to when life gets noisy, when people pull you, when you feel yourself about to drift. Your axis doesn't need to be a huge philosophy. It can be a very simple sentence. This year I live clearly and sustainably. Or, this year I live freely, but with commitment to myself. Or, this year I live to leave a mark, not just stay busy. Don't underestimate a sentence like that. For Aquarius, the right axis sentence is like plugging into the correct charger. Plug the wrong one in, and you can charge all night and still not gain battery. The second install is mature boundaries. Aquarius boundaries often get misunderstood as cold. But mature boundaries aren't cold. They're clear. You don't need to disappear. You don't need to stay silent and shut down. You just need to say one clear, kind sentence: I need space to recharge, but I still care. Or, I don't align with this way of talking. I want us to be clearer. Or, this is beyond my capacity. I can do up to here. That's a boundary. Because if you don't have boundaries, you'll fall into a very Aquarius loop. At first you can handle it, you can endure it, you can stay quiet. But over time you drain out. And once you're too drained, you cut with one smooth, sharp move. People get shocked. You feel lighter. But actually that's how you make yourself lonely. 2026 doesn't want you lonely in that way. 2026 wants you to protect your freedom through clarity, not through disappearing. The third install is a just right rhythm. Aquarius has two modes, either flying or frozen. Either you get inspired and work until morning, or you're so bored you don't move. Either you socialize loudly, or you vanish. OS 2026 will teach you how to design a rhythm with enough structure to move you forward, and enough freedom so you don't suffocate. Honestly, Aquarius doesn't lack intelligence. You lack a rhythm that turns your intelligence into consistent results. And when you have rhythm, you'll see a kind of magic. You don't need to try to be cool anymore. You become cool naturally. There's a very important part of this OS, how you handle emotions. Aquarius often thinks you're rational, but actually you feel a lot. You just don't like getting led around by emotions, so you use logic as armor. You analyze, you rationalize, you whatever, it's fine, will deal with it later. But 2026 will make you more sensitive. And if you keep wearing armor, you'll get tired. Your new OS is, emotions are data. You're irritated because a boundary got crossed. You're bored because you're living off your values. You feel empty because you're consuming other people's lives instead of creating your own. You feel anxious because you're betting on something unclear. When you can read this data, you don't need drama. You just need to adjust the system. And I'll suggest one feature that fits Aquarius perfectly in 2026. Notification filtering mode. It sounds funny, but it's real. You can't let anyone ping you, pull you, demand instant responses. This year you must choose who is allowed to touch your energy and what is worthy of your time. If you keep notifications on 24/7, you'll live reactively. And reactive living has no freedom. Reactive living is being dragged by life. At this point, I want you to imagine a very specific scene for installing the OS type. During the year, there will be some periods when your clear mind, easy decisions, easy starts, energy is stronger than usual. Days when you suddenly know what you want, conversations flow, decisions feel clean, work clicks. With the new OS, you don't use those days to run everywhere. You use them to install the axis, write one declaration sentence, set a few life rules, lock in a few boundaries, lock in 3 priorities, and start something important. And there will also be days when you feel more pressure, like there's a slight tension inside, a bit of irritation, a desire to cut, a desire for a strong reset. Those days are not for all-in big decisions while you're heated. Those days are for looking back. What is running wrong? What is leaking energy? What needs cleaning? OS 2026 works like this. When it's smooth, install the axis. When it's tense, clear the junk. And honestly, Aquarius will notice your biggest change when you start doing one tiny but elite thing. You stop asking for permission to live your life. Not in a rebellious way, not in a I'll do whatever I want way. More like you no longer need other people's approval before you dare to choose. You choose because you know it matches your axis. You choose because you can feel it makes you expand. You choose because you respect your own life. Many Aquarians are afraid to choose because you're afraid to lose. But 2026 will show you. What you lose when you choose is often the stuff that was never truly yours. And what you gain is something rare, the peace of someone who knows where they're going. Okay, here I close chunk 1 in true OS spirit with one short, strong line. 2026 for Aquarius isn't a year to run faster, it's a year to run in the right direction. And the right direction begins with a new operating system, clear, with an axis, with boundaries, with rhythm. In chunk 2, under the new system, I'll move from OS into career decisions in the most practical way, how you lock in your professional axis, what your signature is, and how 2026 becomes not just a year of many ideas, but a year with a real mark. Okay, Aquarius. Let's go into chunk 2 under the career decision system. If chunk 1 was installing the OS clear, then chunk 2 is You use that clarity to lock in one extremely important thing: what kind of career game you're playing in 26. Let me say this upfront so it lands. Aquarius doesn't lack opportunities. You lack an axis so opportunities don't pull you off track. You're the kind of person who sees shortcuts everywhere, new directions everywhere, better methods everywhere. You can look at the future and say, "Let's do this." That's a gift. But without an axis, the gift becomes a trap. You jump too much, switch too fast, and by the end of the year, you're still good, but you haven't stamped anything. So the 2026 career decision for Aquarius doesn't start with, "What industry am I in?" It starts with, imagine someone asks you, "What do you do?" Your 2026 answer shouldn't be a long list. It should be one compact sentence with force. Like, I help X achieve Y by doing Z. Or, I build A to create D. Or, I solve problem C for group D. If you can say one sentence like that, you naturally stand straighter. You don't have to run non-stop to prove yourself anymore. You have a center, and that center is what makes you free. Now, I want you to understand something very important. A career decision isn't something you decide once and then it's over. It's deciding an axis, so your smaller decisions throughout the year become faster. The axis is a compass. Without a compass, every invitation is wind dragging you. With a compass, wind comes, and you still know if you're heading north or south. In 2026, Aquarius usually stands between two main development paths. I'll say it in a clear, visual way. Path 1, rise into a higher role. From someone who executes well, someone who owns responsibility. From someone who contributes, someone who designs the system. From someone who runs tasks, someone who closes outcomes. You don't necessarily need a title promotion immediately, but you start living like an owner. Owner means you take issues to the end, you close, you track, you deliver. This path gives you weight. Path 2, change the playing field or change your work format. Not necessarily quitting, but changing how you create value. Changing teams, scope, product, model, full-time to freelance, consulting. Changing how you show up, hidden present, changing market, changing community. This path fits Aquarius because you're born to innovate. But 2026 demands one thing: change to upgrade, not change because you're bored. And across both paths, there's one shared point. The shared point is, 2026 forces you to package yourself. Aquarius is often great with ideas, great at spotting better ways, great at proposing, great at optimizing. But if you stay only at the level of good, you'll remain the person people ask for help. Being asked for help means you do a lot, but your power and income aren't proportional. Why? Because people don't pay for, "You have ideas." They pay for, "You create clear results." So what does packaging yourself mean? It means packaging into a signature, a mark, dire. Your signature can be a type of problem you solve extremely well. A way you work that makes the team run smoothly. A way of thinking that reduces project errors. A skill that makes others feel safe. Your signature doesn't have to be huge, but you must have one, because with a signature, you get remembered. When you get remembered, you get opportunities. When you get opportunities, you gain freedom of choice. And to get a signature, you need something that sounds a bit boring to Aquarius: going deep. Aquarius fears boredom. You fear repetition. You fear being tied down. So many times you quit right when things start becoming normal. But you know what? Anything that creates lasting value has a normal phase. A phase where you repeat, dig deeper, optimize. Nobody becomes top on inspiration alone. And 2026 is the year you learn to keep rhythm, so you can walk through that normal phase. Now I'll give you a highly practical formula to lock in your career decision in 2026. It's called 3 Backbones, 1 Proof. The 3 backbones are the 3 skills you choose to upgrade. Not 10, just 3. Because 3 is deep enough. Clear enough, strong enough to become a signature. Game Backbone 1. Your core value creation skill. The thing you actually produce. A. Backbone 2. Communication, influence. The thing that makes people trust and follow. In Backbone 3. Systems rhythm skill. The thing that keeps you sustainable and consistently delivering. And the one proof is your portfolio. But the 2026 portfolio isn't, I do a lot of things. It's I do a few things, but each one is real. You only need 5 cases. Each case told in 5 lines. What was the context? What was the problem? What did you do? What was the result? What did you learn? That's it. But it's a weapon. It helps you negotiate salary. It helps you close projects. It helps you get invited into collaborations. It prevents you from sinking. And here is the critical part. In 2026, Aquarius will be pushed out of your intellectual comfort zone. The intellectual comfort zone is where you only do things you're sure you're good at. You only show up when you're sure you're right. You only accept tasks when you feel you can control everything. But life doesn't upgrade you through what you already know. Life upgrades you through what you were not good at first. So during the year you may face situations like, you must present, you must make decisions, you must lead a part of a project, you must negotiate scope money deadlines, you must say no and hold boundaries. Aquarius often avoids the spotlight. You don't like performing, but this is not performing. This is you stepping into the role worthy of your ability. And when you step in, you'll be surprised by something. You're not bad at it. You're just not used to it. Now I want to talk about a common Aquarius mistake in career decisions: waiting until you're perfect to start. You think, when I'm 100% sure, then I'll commit. But you won't ever be 100% sure. Because your brain will always see another option, another route, another, better way. And if you keep waiting for certainty, you'll live in beta forever. 2026 teaches you adult commitment. Commit within a frame. Meaning you don't swear, I'll do this forever. You commit, I'll do this long enough for it to produce results. For example, 90 days, 6 months, 1 year. You choose a milestone. You do it. You review. Then you decide the next step. This fits Aquarius because it gives you freedom in the long term, while still building commitment in the short term. And when you can commit like that, you'll start to see what I most want you to see. Your career stops being a sequence of jobs. It becomes a story with direction. Okay, I closed chunk 2 with 1. Nail it down. Line for 2026. You don't need to be the most versatile person in the room. You just need to be the clearest person in the room. Clear value, clear signature, clear access, clear results. When you're clear, people naturally come to you. When people come to you, you get to choose. And when you get to choose, that is real freedom. In chunk 3, under the new system, I'll move into communication. Not small talk, but influence-building communication. How to speak so people understand fast, trust fast, follow fast. How to write so opportunities come to you. And most importantly, how to set boundaries without being cold, without losing your vibe, but still not being pulled. Without losing your vibe, but still not being pulled. Okay, Aquarius. Let's go into chunk 3 under the communication system. If chunk 2 was you locking in your career access and signature, then chunk 3 is what turns everything from I'm good into people trust me. And in 2026, trust is money, trust is opportunity, trust is position, trust is relationships, trust is open doors. Let me say it directly, Aquarius isn't weak at communication. You're weak at clarity in communication. You have a very distinct style. Inside your head, you have the big picture, all the angles, all the reasons, all the scenarios. So when you speak, you often speak from the top floor, like, let me explain the whole context so you understand. But listeners don't have time to climb up to the top floor with you. They need one concise sentence to hold on to. And if they can't hold on, they'll misunderstand. Once they misunderstand, you get annoyed. Once you get annoyed, you go quiet. Once you go quiet, you disappear. And then, you lose opportunities, lose relationships, lose even the feeling of being respected. 2026 teaches you a high-level communication skill without turning you into a loud person. Speak short and clear. Clear doesn't mean you speak less. It means you speak the exact thing people need to hear. You cut down the "how I think about it" part, and you increase the "what we need to do" part. That's the difference between being smart and having influence. Aquarius often thinks always, long as I do good work, it's fine. But 2026 says, doing good work without transmitting it still gets you misunderstood. And you know what hurts most? Being misunderstood while you're doing the right thing. It makes you uncomfortable, it makes you cold, it makes you want to leave the game. So this year, communication is part of the OS, not a side skill. I'll divide Aquarius's 2026 communication system into 3 layers: clarity, influence, boundary, tone. It sounds like a course name, but I'll explain it in real-life language. Layer 1, clarity. Speak clearly so people understand fast. This layer is the foundation. Without it, you can't reach the other layers. You practice a very simple formula whenever you communicate anything important, from work to love. What is the goal? Why does it matter? What do I propose? How do we measure success? Those 4 lines are enough for you to speak like an owner. People will feel safe because you're clear. And when people feel safe, they follow. For example, at work, instead of "I think we could try because I see B, and if C then," you say, "The goal is to reduce error X reason. It's currently slowing down Y. I propose solution A in 2 weeks." Success. Reduce errors by 30% and cut processing time to Z. One clear delivery and people immediately get it. In love it's the same. Instead of going silent and disappearing, you say, "My goal is I need a bit of space to recharge. Reason. I've been overloaded. I propose tonight, I stay quiet, tomorrow I meet you. Result. We stay connected, and I don't drain out." Clear, and not cold at all. Layer 2. Influence. Speak to create impact, not to win. Aquarius often speaks to be right. You like being right. You like logic. When you see something wrong, you want to fix it. But influence doesn't come from you being right. Influence comes from people feeling that you understand them, and you're leading them toward a good outcome. In 2026, you'll be pushed into situations where if you speak in right versus wrong, you'll lose people. But if you speak in "I understand, I propose, we solve together," you'll win the game. Your influence is not showing off. Your influence is calm and clear. Aquarius speaks less, but every sentence lands. You don't need to speak a lot. You need to speak the right point, at the right rhythm, in the listener's language. And a very elite trick: before you disagree, reflect. Say, "I understand your point is," and then give your proposal. When you do that, people don't feel attacked. They open up. And when they open up, you can lead. Layer 3. Boundary. Communicate to hold boundaries without losing your vibe. This is the layer Aquarius needs most. Because Aquarius boundaries often get misunderstood. You don't set boundaries early, you endure. Then you drain. Then you cut. Then people call you cold. Huh. You hear that and feel offended. You feel offended and disappear. A very exhausting loop. 2026 teaches you to set boundaries like a door. Boundaries aren't a wall. Boundaries are a door with signposts. People know how to approach you the right way. The Aquarius 2026 boundary formula is also simple. What I feel, what I need, what I propose, what I will hold. For example, I feel overloaded when messages come nonstop. I need quiet time to work. I propose we lock in a time window to coordinate. And I'll respond within that window. Clear kind, but not backing down. You hold it. Or, I'm not comfortable with this way of speaking. I need us to communicate respectfully. If it gets too tense, I will pause the conversation and come back later. You protect your boundary and protect the relationship. See? Aquarius's issue was never that you don't know boundaries. The issue is, you don't communicate boundaries. You make people guess. And guessing is the fastest way for people to get it wrong. Another part of the 2026 communication system is presence. Aquarius tends to stay hidden because you think you don't need to show. But in the second half of the year, collaboration opportunities and spotlight can increase. And if you stay hidden, the opportunities go to someone less capable than you, but more present. Presence is not bragging. Presence is letting people see what you can do, how you think, what values you stand for. You can be present in a very Aquarius way. Write a few clear lines, share a case study, present a framework, talk about a lesson you learned. That's enough, people will come to you. And you won't have to chase. Remember this, communication in 2026 is part of your career strategy. You don't communicate just to fit in. You communicate to build influence, build trust, build opportunity. And most importantly, communication is how you protect your freedom. Sounds strange, but it's true. Because if you don't speak clearly, people will apply their rules onto you. They'll pull you into their rhythm. They'll treat your time like it's default, and you'll lose freedom without knowing why. So in 2026, you practice one skill that sounds simple but is extremely powerful. Say things clearly early. Say them early, so you don't have to cut late. Say them early so you don't have to disappear. Say them early so the right people stay, and the wrong people leave on their own. Okay, I close chunk 3 with one concise line. In 2026, Aquarius's strongest weapon isn't how brilliant your thinking is, it's how clearly you speak. When you speak clearly, you create trust. When you have trust, you have opportunity. And when you have opportunity, you have the right to choose. That is real freedom. In chunk 4 under the new system, I'll go into attraction relationships. How you become magnetic without trying, and how you love like an adult. Warm without losing freedom, deep without running from intimacy, choosing the right companion, rather than someone who only passes through. Okay, Aquarius. Let's go into chunk 4 under the attraction relationships system. And I'll say this up front, this isn't only about romance. This is about how you're magnetic, how you connect, how you choose people, and how you maintain relationship rhythm so you don't drain out. Because Aquarius has a very unique kind of attraction. You're not attractive in the cute, predictable, everyone understands you way. You're attractive in the way of depth, distinct flavor, a hard-to-grab vibe. People meet you and feel something unusual. They talk with you and their mind opens. They're near you and life suddenly has more angles. And because of that, you attract many types of people. Some truly want to understand you. Some just want to use your energy for fun. Some are curious because you're different. Some see your freedom and want to possess it. 2026 is the year you learn to choose who is allowed into your world. Because if you don't choose, the world will choose for you. And usually the world chooses like this. Anyone can come in as long as they knock long enough. It sounds fair, but it's the fastest way to burn out. The core sentence of Aquarius 2026 Attraction 26 system is this: freedom is not disappearing. Freedom is choosing and being present with the choice. Aquarius has a pattern. The more you like someone, the more you pull back. Sounds backward, but it's true. Because when you truly like someone, you start to feel you could be influenced. You start to feel you might need them. And the word need makes Aquarius slightly allergic because you fear dependence. You fear control. You fear getting hurt and not being able to exit. So, you defend yourself by getting cold, getting busy, or intellectualizing, analyzing them, analyzing the relationship, analyzing the future, analyzing red flags, so you don't have to feel. But 2026 teaches you a very mature lesson. Intimacy doesn't steal your freedom. Intimacy only steals your freedom when you choose the wrong person or when you don't have boundaries. With the right person, intimacy makes you warmer, softer, more open. And honestly, Aquarius needs warmth. You can survive without love, but you'll get dry. You'll still be competent, still okay, still functioning. Yet it's like your battery is full, but your screen has no color. You're missing something that feeds your heart. So in 2026, if you feel yourself craving a place to relax, a person who understands you without needing endless explanations, that's a sign you're growing up. Now let's talk about attraction, in the literal sense. You're most magnetic when you're clear. That clarity from chunk one doesn't only lift your career, it lifts your relationships too. When you're clear, you don't need to play vague games. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to perform. You just show up correctly. And the vibe of someone who knows who they are is extremely magnetic. In 2026, 3 kinds of Aquarius attraction will switch on. First, the attraction of someone with an axis. Your conversation doesn't get blown away by the wind. You don't get dragged by trends. You don't get dragged by emotions. You have a compass. People near you feel steady. And many people are pulled toward that steadiness. Second, the attraction of someone with limits. It sounds strange, but it's true. When you can say no, you naturally gain value. When you're not easy, you naturally get respected. When you don't run every time someone calls, people realize your time matters. In the past, many Aquarians fell into the role of too nice, then got treated as default. 2026 won't let you live like that anymore. Third, the attraction of someone who is present. Aquarius tends to hide. You think you don't need to show. But as 2026 moves into the second half, collaboration and connection opportunities rise. And you'll see, presence done right is a form of attraction. Presence isn't bragging, it's being there. You don't disappear. You reply clearly. You keep your word. You speak directly. Mature people are attracted to mature people. Now I'll go deeper into relationships and split it into 2 streams: social partner relationships and romantic relationships. Because for Aquarius, romance is not separate from community quality. You need the right vibe to love. You need the right vibe to work. You need the right circle to live. The wrong circle drops your mood fast. 1. Social relationships partners. Choose your circle like you choose food. 2026 will show you very clearly. Some relationships level you up, and some relationships leak your energy. A relationship that levels you up is not because they're rich or better than you. It's because around them, you feel respected, expanded, elevated. They don't pull you into drama. They don't force you to become like them. They don't demand constant explanations. They give you space, but they also have responsibility. They keep promises. And when you collaborate, they're clear. Energy-leaking relationships are the opposite. Vague, demanding that you guess, saying one thing and doing another, liking your vibe, but not respecting your boundaries, wanting you always available, always responding, always managing their emotions. With that type, Aquarius usually endures for a while, then cuts. But 2026 teaches you, don't wait until you're empty to cut. Set rules early. Remember the boundary formula from Chunk 3? I'll repeat it briefly. What I need, what I propose, what I will hold. This year you apply it, exactly the same, to social relationships. Nobody has to understand all of you. You only need them to respect you. And a true romantic relationships. Freedom, but not running from intimacy. This is the backbone sentence of Aquarius, 2026. You can still love your personal space. You can still hate being controlled. But you cannot use freedom as a reason to disappear. Because disappearing isn't freedom. Disappearing is avoidance. This year, if you love, you learn presence. What is presence? It means when things get tense, you don't silent. you speak. When you need space, you speak. When you're hurt, you speak. When you're not okay, you speak. You don't need to speak dramatically. You speak clearly. And you'll be surprised. There are people who, when you speak clearly, don't leave. They stay. And then you understand, oh, so I don't actually need to run. If you're single, 2026 can bring a kind of connection that surprises you. Mentally, compatible, warm, respectful of freedom. But the test is, can you stay? Many Aquarians meet a good person and instantly get suspicious. Why is this person so easy? What's the trap? Then you complicate it. But this year, if you meet someone who respects your boundaries and still wants to understand you, that's a chance to practice adult love. If you're in a relationship, 2026 is the year to update the rules. Because Aquarius changes fast internally. If you don't update, the other person can't keep up. Then they think you're cold. You think they don't understand. You miss each other. So this year, you speak clearly. Clearly about solo time, together time, communication style, conflict handling, money, plans. Not to control each other, but to avoid hurting each other through misunderstanding. One more thing I want to say directly. Aquarius often loves in a best friend roommate style. Great talking, great teamwork, but lacking emotional nourishment. This year, you'll crave warmth. And warmth doesn't arrive by itself if you keep living on the logic floor. You must allow yourself to soften. Soft here means you dare to admit you need love, you need a hug, you need to be beside someone without having to hold yourself up. You are not weak when you're soft. You're just returning to being human. Okay, I close chunk 4 with one simple but strong line. You are most magnetic when you live your axis, set clear boundaries, and show up for real. When you do that, the right people stay, the wrong people leave on their own. And that's how you stay free without becoming lonely. In chunk 5 under the new system, I'll take you into the pivot. The mid-year phase when ideas surge. You want to change your life format, change communities, change how you work, but you must pivot selectively. I'll give you a criteria set so you don't open too many tabs, and you turn that pivot into a real upgrade. Under you. Okay, Aquarius. Let's go into chunk 5 under the pivot system. This is the mid-2026 phase, like you've been driving a familiar road, and suddenly you reach a turn where the air completely shifts. Your mind feels brighter. Your heart wants something different. And there's one sentence looping inside you. I don't want to live like this anymore. For Aquarius, pivoting is instinct. You're the sign of innovation. You're born to see the future and say, wait. But the 2026 lesson is selective innovation. Not changing to prove you're cool. Not changing because you're bored. Changing because it brings you back to the right axis and the right version of who you want to become. Honestly, in mid-2026, there will be a phase where you can easily open tabs nonstop. New project tab, new skill tab, new community tab, new relationship tab, new lifestyle tab. And if you don't have a filter, you'll be like a MacBook with 27 Chrome tabs open, fans screaming, battery dropping, system freezing. Aquarius is the same. More tabs don't make you stronger. They make you scattered. So before I show you the beautiful pivots, here's your 3-question filter. This is what you must hold like a compass through mid-2026. Question 1. Does this make me expand, or does it make me tense? Expand means you feel alive, inspired, growing. Tense means you feel you must perform, must act, must force yourself to fit. Question 2. Does this make me go deeper, or does it scatter me? Deeper means it strengthens your career, axis signature. Scatter means it's just one more thing keeping you busy. Question 3. Does this create leverage? Leverage is something you build once and use many times. Systems, tools, frameworks, templates, a content series, a strong portfolio, high-quality networks. If there's no leverage, it's just energy consumption. Not everything must be yes to all 3. If it's yes to 2-3, it's worth trying. If it's only yes to 1-3 and you still rush in, usually you're running from a feeling, boredom, loneliness, anxiety, or fear of commitment. And speaking of commitment, I have to say something very real. Aquarius pivots best when you have an axis. Without an axis, a pivot becomes drift. Drift looks cool, but the car ends up in the same place. In mid-2026, you'll have strong energy to change your life format. But changing format doesn't necessarily mean changing jobs. It can mean changing how you run your day, changing rhythm, changing how you spend time, changing how you choose your circle, changing how you learn, changing how you show up. And often, changing those alone already changes your entire life. A very common Aquarius pivot in 2026. You start wanting to build something with your name on it. Not because you crave fame, but because you no longer want to live as doing great work, but staying invisible. You start wanting to create something with a mark, a long-term project, a product, a series, a small ecosystem, a community, a portfolio, strong enough that people look at it and immediately understand who you are. And here's what you must understand. The best pivot isn't a pivot outward. The best pivot is a pivot in how you create value. Before, you may have created value by doing more, fixing more, rescuing more. Now you shift into creating value by building a system so you don't have to rescue. You create leverage for yourself. If you work in tech data product, mid-year is perfect for building things like automation, templates, checklists, frameworks, standardized documentation, internal tools, or a side project that solves one specific problem. You build something others can reuse. And the moment people say, wait, that's so convenient, that's the moment leverage is born. And leverage is what frees you from needing to grind. If you work in content, creative, mid-year is perfect for locking in a format that fits you. Aquarius often gets stuck here, tons of ideas, but consistency is unstable. So the pivot is, find a format with enough freedom so you don't get bored, but enough structure so you can deliver regularly. A series theme, a storytelling style, a posting rhythm, a script template. You don't need to go viral. You need to be consistent. Consistency builds a mark. A mark pulls opportunity. If you work in business consulting, mid-year is when you expand your network in a quality way. Not meeting more, meeting right. You'll clearly see who elevates you and who drains you. And you start choosing your circle like food. What's good you take, what's toxic you drop. But mid-year pivot has a very Aquarius trap, pivoting to escape. Escaping here doesn't mean you're weak. Escaping means when you hit the boring phase of going deep, you jump into something new so you don't have to feel repetition. Or when a relationship starts requiring clarity, you jump into something new so you don't have to face it. Or when work starts demanding responsibility, you jump into a new idea so you don't have to commit. Aquarius is very good at creating newness to avoid truth. And 2026 will flip this card over for you. Not to judge you, but to help you grow up. Because the truth is, anything with lasting value must pass through an ordinary phase. The ordinary phase is not sexy. No peaks. No wow. Just repetition, optimization, editing, continuing. And if you want a real breakthrough, you have to walk through that phase. So the right pivot is a structured pivot. Here's a strategy that fits Aquarius perfectly. Experiment inside a frame. You still get to try new things, but you set a time frame and an energy frame. For example, I'll try this project for 4 weeks, 6 hours per week. Or, I'll try learning this for 30 days, 30 minutes per day. Or, I'll try this community for 2 months. If it doesn't fit, I leave. See? Freedom stays. But you don't get swept away. You don't drift. Mid-2026 often brings a person I call the door opener. It could be a mentor, a partner, a new friend, or someone who shifts your perspective. They're not necessarily better than you, but they see you. They bring you into a circle. They offer you an opportunity. And the test is, Don't shrink back because you're scared. Aquarius often says, "I'm not good enough yet." But really, you don't need to be good enough. You need to be clear enough. Because opportunity doesn't pick perfection. Opportunity picks readiness. And here's a very strong sentence for the 2026 pivot: don't pivot when you're depleted. Many Aquarians pivot when tired, bored, empty. And then the pivot becomes impulsive. You change, then you get anxious, then you want to change again. But the right pivot is a pivot when you have strength. You have your OS, your axis, your rhythm, your boundaries. Then you pivot to upgrade. That's when a pivot becomes beautiful. Okay, I closed chunk 5 with one line. Mid-2026 will open many doors for Aquarius, but not every door is yours. Your doors are the ones that make you expand, make you go deeper, and create leverage so you don't have to run. In chunk 6 under the new system, I'll take you into the 4 seasons of action, turning all of 2026 into a super easy roadmap. What to do each quarter, what to prioritize, what to avoid, and how to close the year with a real breakthrough. Not just a year full of ideas. Okay, Aquarius. Let's go into chunk 6 under the 4 seasons of action system. This is where I turn your entire 2026 into a clear roadmap. So you don't have to guess anymore, you just follow the rhythm. Because in truth, Aquarius is strongest when you have a map compact enough to keep you from drifting, but open enough to let you stay free. And the beauty of the 4 seasons of action is that it doesn't ask you to do too much. It only asks you to do the right things at the right time. Right season, right rhythm, right actions. I'll divide 2026 into 4 seasons. Season 1, install OSEs. Season 2, package value. Season 3, pivot selectively. Season 4, close the breakthrough. It sounds like a series, but this is simply how adults live a year, with goals, rhythm, review. Season 1, Janmar, install OS lock. Season 1 is the most important work of the year, installing the operating system and locking your career axis. If you do Season 1 well, the whole year becomes lighter. If you do Season 1 just to get by, the whole year becomes constant fixing. This season you do 3 things. They sound simple, but you must take them seriously. Task 1. Write your 26 declaration. 1 sentence only. For example, this year I live clearly and sustainably. Or this year, I leave a mark and keep my freedom with soft discipline. This sentence is your emotional axis. Task 2. Lock 3 priorities. Aquarius scatters easily, so you only need 3 priorities: career, money, love, or health. In Season 1 you rank them. Don't pick everything. Picking everything is picking nothing. Task 3. Lock your career axis and signature. Answer: what value do I create? Then choose the 3 backbone skills. Season 1 doesn't need a breakthrough yet. Season 1 just needs direction and the first steps. Season 1 has a very Aquarius trap. You think until you feel certain. But Season 1 doesn't require 100% certainty. Season 1 requires committing inside a frame, 90 days. You just choose a direction that is right enough, do it for 90 days, then review. If you do Season 1 correctly, you'll notice something. Your mind becomes calmer. You get pulled less. And you naturally gain strength. Season 2, APRUN, package value, clear communication. Being good isn't enough, you must be trusted. Season 2 is the packaging season. This is where you turn your axis into visible results, and you increase your value in a very practical way. This season, you focus on 3 things. Thing 1, portfolio case studies. Choose 3, 5 cases, write them in the format. Context, problem, what I did, result, lesson. This is what helps you close deals, raise salary, secure opportunities. Thing 2, clear communication to build influence. Practice, short and clear. Goal, reason, proposal, measurement. In Season 2, you don't need to speak more, you need to speak correctly. Thing 3, pricing yourself and boundaries. You start learning to say no early, define scope, define time, define conditions. Season 2 is when you stop being the person who does everything anyone asks and become the person who people must respect the rules for. Season 2 has a very specific feeling. You begin to feel you have weight. People start asking for your input, trusting you, inviting you. And that's the sign you're on the right track. Season 3, Julesep, selective pivot, circle shift. Open the right doors, don't open all of them. Season 3 is pivot season. This is the mid-year stage, when ideas surge. You want to change your life format, your community, your working style, your visibility. And yes, this season fits Aquarius. But it's also the season where you can open too many tabs. So in Season 3, you live by 2 rules. Rule 1, pivot using the 3-question filter. Expand or tense? Deep or scattered? Leverage or not? If it's 2-3, try it. If not, skip it. Rule 2, experiment inside a frame. Try the new thing, but set a time frame and an energy frame. 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 2 months. No impulsive all in. Season 3 is also the season where you change your circle. You naturally become pickier because you can't tolerate energy-leaking relationships anymore. And that is good. You start choosing friends, communities, partners by these criteria: respect, clarity, responsibility. This is when you enter groups where you feel lifted. Season 3 is when you can build something with your name on it more clearly. A project, a series, a product, a system, a personal brand. And if you keep your axis, this season can be a very beautiful turning point. Season 4, Octi-DTT collaboration, close the breakthrough, shine without losing yourself. Season 4 is the closing season. This is where you gather what you've done all year and turn it into a real breakthrough. A deal, a role, a big project, a clear shift in position, income, or lifestyle. Season 4 has one test. Do you dare to be present? Aquarius often wants a breakthrough, but also wants to stay invisible. But Season 4 won't let you stay invisible. Season 4 makes you step forward, present, close, negotiate, lead, sign. Or at minimum, publicly claim, this is what I do. You don't need to be loud. You just need to be clear and present. Season 4 is also the season of choosing the right companion. Because when you rise, many people come. Some come to walk with you. Some come to pull you off axis. In Season 4, you watch actions, not words. You choose people who respect boundaries and keep promises. You don't choose vague people. Vagueness is what kills Aquarius energy. In love, Season 4 is often the moment a relationship reaches upgrade or end. If it's right, it becomes warmer, clearer, stronger. If it's wrong, you can't tolerate limbo anymore. End cutting in Season 4 is mature cutting. Cutting to protect your axis and your peace. How Aquarius closes the year in 2026. 3 review questions. At the end of the year, you don't need to ask, how many things did I do? Aquarius should ask these 3 questions. 1. Am I clearer? Clear axis, clear boundaries, clear values. 2. Am I deeper? Stronger signature, clearer portfolio. 3. Am I freer? Free, because I can choose, not because I disappear. If you answer yes to 2-3, 2026 is a winning year. And I close chunk 6 with one final sentence as a message for Aquarius. You were born to innovate, but 2026 teaches you that the strongest innovation is changing how you live. Clearer, more anchored, more present, and more selective. When you do that, life naturally opens the path.